Hello guys, welcome to another tutorial of modeling a 3D teacup. So let's get started. First, add a circle by pressing Shift A and scale the circle down to match your preference. Also reduce the edge number of the circle to something like 16 to make it low poly. Now go to Edit mode and press 1 on numpad to enter Edges mode and select all the edges. After selection of all the edges, press E to extrude them on Z-axis. Now select the cursor as the pivot point and scale the edges to match the shape of a cup. Also note that for placing the cursor between two or more edges or vertices or faces, you have to press Shift S and 2. Now select the bottom vertices by going to vertices mode by pressing 2 on numpad, then press Shift S2 to place the cursor in between the vertices, then press E and then S to scale it down. Do it 2 times, and on third time when you scale it down, press M and merge in its center. Now add 2 loop cuts below the top edge loop by pressing Ctrl R. Now press on Y on axis region and select the top and bottom 2 faces, then press I to inset it a little. Make the bottom inset faces a little smaller than the top ones. You can drag a vertex or edge along its loop by pressing G twice. Now select the top 2 unseated faces and extrude it in a way that it resembles the holding spot of a cup. You can extrude faces by pressing E, and if you want to extrude it on a specific axis, then press EX or Y or Z. Now select the side edges of the cup holder and scale it down on X-axis to make it more cup-like. Now select all the faces of the cup holder and separate it from the cup by pressing right mouse button and then select the separate option at the bottom and select Selection. Now select the eaves and fill it by pressing F, then join the 2 edges by Knife tool. The short key for Knife tool is K. Now add a solidify modifier and adjust the values to your liking, then add a subdivision modifier of level 1 to both cup and holder, then come to object mode and shade smooth them. As the top of the cup is not what it should be, so we can solve this problem by adding an edge loop at the top. Now add a plane, as we have to model a plate on which the cup will be placed, and scale it down to the size of a normal plate. Select the plane and extrude it down to give it a little weight by pressing EZ. Now add a cylinder and keep the faces low like 16 to keep it low poly. This will be used for its handles. Scale it down until it looks like a handle. Now select the end edge loop and duplicate it by pressing Shift D. Now drag the duplicated edges to the bottom and then select the two edge loops and press Bridge Edges in the Edges section at the top of Viewport. Play with the values until you get a satisfying result. Also do the same for the other edge loop. Now select the holder by placing the mouse on it and pressing L, duplicate it and drag it to the other side. Now select the edges of the plane and bevel it, then add a subdivision modifier to it. This won't look good, so add edge loops to the plane by pressing Ctrl R. This covers the part 1 of modeling the cup. We will add textures to it in part 2. Hope you have enjoyed it and make sure to subscribe to stay connected. See you in the next video.